little comedy for you.
What is Isaac's question?
My question is, right now, who's in the throne in the rap game? Who's in the throne?
What?
Who has the throne?
Who's sitting in the throne right now?
Like, who's the best rapper in the world?
Who's on top right now?
Drake.
Tell me, is it
Drake.
It's
I've
Drake.
heard articles that it's J. Cole right now, but
Those are bad articles.
Isaac's question is, who is sitting on the proverbial throne of the rap game?
First off, I'll take it from here. I'd say Hov is the king.
Like Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
Like right now?
But like, how much
No.
Jay-Z you listening to these days on like
No,
walking
but,
between
Bro,
classes?
you don't just like hand over the throne like that. The throne gets passed on when Jay-Z's dead.
No one's
No. It does not work
Yes.
like that.
No.
Bro, Drake does not have the throne then.
Bro, everything Drake drops just goes straight to number one.
Drake is
Like
my
that.
favorite artist.
Drake
and I
can hop
listen
on
to
a track
Drake.
with shout out Gladys. Drake can hop on a track with Alex Rad. That's number one.
Shout out Gladys, shout out NDL, shout out Jay, shout out 2-4, shout out Noah. Shout out.
What we're missing?
That's your PSA to go to their concert.
We don't want everyone there. But
Alright. Thanks for calling in, Isaac.
Hey, excuse me, can you play some The Doors? Can you play something by The Doors?
Can you get
Yes.
on a radio show?
thank you for calling in Isaac, our amigo from España. Alright, let's do if the playoffs started
So, in
today.
the Eastern Conference, first round we have Bucks Hornets.
Bucks and 4.
We have
Bucks and 4.
Next.
Sweep.
next question.
Get out the broom.
Raptors Pistons.
Pistons are underrated. I
Yeah.
like the Pistons a lot.
Blake Griffin's an animal. Like that guy.
Yes.
He was a little overrated when he came into the league and he jumped over the car.
Because he was Sergeant
It
Bounce.
was Lob City, but we're past that. Blake
being-
Griffin is an animal.
That
He's
being
an
said,
animal.
Raptors in 4.
No.
I think
Why not?
I think the Pistons can get a home
I think
game.
the Stans, as one of my fellow teammates, when I played basketball as a bench warmer, we won the chip that year. My fellow bench warmer, little loser kid, would call us the Stans. I think the Stans take 2.
I don't think they get 2. Toronto's
That
like,
was stupid. I don't either.
all right.
I
so
actually, I
we got-
actually don't at all.
So we got
I
Raptors
think-
in 1.
we got
I got
Raptors
five.
in 5. We got Raptors in
I got 'em
5.
five.
Okay, we'll throw Blake Griffin a little courtesy.
Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay.
shout out to Kendall.
we got the 2 good series in the East now. Pacers, Nets.
All right, I got a question.
Define good.
How are the
Competitive.
Pacers so underlooked, bro?
Team basketball, I'm telling you. That's
Yeah.
how you
Bro.
win in today's NBA.
We told you last week, build the system, not the business.
Build the system,
You know,
not the business.
You look at the Warriors and you see like a superstar heavy team, and they are. But they do play that team ball, and that's what they're famous
It's
for.
so
it's
much
It's
fun.
not like that's a secret, but
Yes.
they play the same style of basketball as a team like the Pacers, as a team like the Nuggets. Even, never mind.
The difference is all their stars are playing in a system, not
Wait,
within themselves.
question, if
Yeah.
you guys know. Is Oladipo available when the playoffs start?
No,
No.
he's out till
What
a
did he
lot
do
until
again?
2020, maybe.
Oh, was it an ACL tear?
No, it's like a ruptured tendon,
Something.
ruptured quad tendon, maybe.
Oh, that sucks.
It's not good. It's not good, but it's not his knee, so that's
All right.
something.
After that, we just had
What's the pick though? Because I think that the
Ooh.
Nets talk about good team ball. The Nets.
the
my
Nets,
God.
dude. The Nets.
They got some complete players. Caris LeVert looks nice. Spencer Dinwiddie looks really good too.
Jared
Although-
Allen, elite rim protector.
Elite rim protector.
And
Hot take.
Although team basketball is great in the playoffs, you need a star for when the game slows down and you just need a bucket. And D'Lo's that guy right now. So I'm
deloading.
gonna go Nets in 6 or 7.
I had Nets in
Which?
6. I had
Yeah,
Nets in
no,
6. I
I
also
wonder. I think that Indy has a good home court advantage. I don't think it's
Ooh.
easy to walk into Indianapolis and win a game.
it isn't.
But how
They love ball in
is
Indianapolis.
winning a game in the Barclays Center the hardest thing in
Yes,
the world?
bro, it's Brooklyn. Come on.
It's not
Stand
the
up
It's not
defense.
Manhattan.
It's not the most devoted fan base.
It's
I feel
certainly
like
one
it's
of the.
getting
It's
better.
one of the 10 best stadium environments in New York City. I wouldn't say anything other than that.
I did go to the Barclays for the 2016 draft. Whenever Porzingis got drafted,
I almost got
I
season
did
tickets.
boo that man. I will tell you that.
And the fella did tell me they may make a run at the 7th seed, and now I really regret it. I'm sorry, sir.
Shout out you, sir.
Shout out you, bro. I'm not pulling up my email, but
I got Nets in 7.
But darn, I wish I had those tickets. All right, here we go.
Oh,
The hot and heavy,
what we've been waiting for.
the hot and cold, the sweet and spicy. Sixers Celtics.
The good and bad.
The up and down, the side to side, the Sixers Celtics. Game 1 in Philly.
Can I just say something? I remember last year in that game that it looks like Bellinelli hit the game winner, but it ended up just putting it into overtime and they lost at home. When he hit that and they thought it was the game winner, they dropped the confetti.
That was so funny.
And I remember thinking to myself, the guy who dropped that confetti,
Who initiated?
that guy was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is rated the #1 city in the country by
who?
GQ.
For what?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I got a source. Yeah.
What's your source, GQ?
GQ.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh my God, these guys keep on S-ing on my city.
Are you kidding me? This is real?
Wait,
Yes.
no way.
What?
City of the year, baby. City of the century, to be frank.
Our country did start in Philly, so I'll give you that.
We don't even want to
It
go.
started in Plymouth Rock.
All right, so who we got? It's obviously going to 7 games.
Actually,
Is it?
I got season.
think so.
I got season 6. I think Tobias said the Sixers keeps
Celtics
way
in 6.
You said season
Season
6.
C's.
Oh.
The C.
Oh.
The C's.
Oh.
Language is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
No,
got
season.
But
Bro, the Celtics-
Boston Celtics.
The Celtics pose a mental.
They
How would you
pose an
say-
everything
yeah.
challenge. The Sixers can't beat them.
I would say the Celtics have all the real estate in the world, but it's all in the 76ers heads.
That is just like LeBron did with the Raptors. That's so.
Yes.
That actually makes me sad. I don't even want to be here.
I
God.
don't think that
I may leave. I'm gonna leave.
as much improved as the Sixers are today from a year ago. I don't know. They couldn't beat the Celtics last
Oh,
year. And that
I
was
don't
when
know.
the Celtics didn't have Gordon Hayward or Kyrie Irving. Like,
Yeah,
I
no.
don't. The Celtics are better than they were a year ago too, and
Remember?
I don't think that
I
the Sixers are
also.
gonna beat them. Like, I
Remember
don't.
when Gordon Hayward was an all-star? What happened?
Now he's
That's
on
a
Realtor.
league
Did you
town.
guys see the Realtor.com ad?
He's on Realtor.
It's he and his wife fake shopping for houses in a fake kitchen, and then he's like pretend on the app, and then goes to the kitchen, slides the phone to her, and is like, "Here, check it out," and she smiles.
Thing
The
is,
ad ends.
about Gordon Hayward being in a commercial, if you've never watched an NBA game before,
You'd have
you
no-
can tell like a professional athlete was a professional athlete. Like you see Russell Westbrook or like even DeMar DeRozan. Oh, that guy probably plays basketball. With Gordon Hayward, you think
It's just like, nice
Oh.
white couple.
white guy, nice.
Lovely couple at Realtor.com. All right,
All American family.
is that the East for us?
Yeah.
That's the East.
Let's
so,
go west.
We're out west.
Warriors.
Wait, you guys agree? You got the Celtics beating the Sixers?
No,
Dude.
I got Sixers over Celtics.
How
Really?
many?
And
How
how
many?
many?
In 7.
If the Sixers,
Everyone wins
I'll
home
tell
games,
you
no road
this.
wins?
I think there'll be some road wins, but I think Game 7 at Philly.
Bro, Philly, I'm
I
gonna
agree
be
with that.
honest.
To go 7, I think
The
Philly gets it.
the vibe at Philly is insane, but the Celtics actually just give me nightmares, and I don't think the Sixers.
That's a little upsetting. I mean,
They do,
The Sixers are grown men. Why are you getting
They're just-
nightmares from
bro, because
They're
we don't
just
a 20-year-old
leprechauns.
and a 21-year-old?
we don't have a point guard who seems to like shooting.
Don't get me started. Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons,
If you're listening
brother.
out there, yeah.
Even though you're probably
Do
asleep because
something.
you were on PUBG, or if you were with Kendall, that's actually.
Yeah,
Don't
you're
even-
definitely not sleeping.
Don't
if you were
even,
with Kendall, we know
don't
that.
even worry about the jumper if you're with Kendall. I got you on that
You
one.
got something else to jump.
All right, Warriors Clippers. Warriors.
Are they
Warriors
close?
and 4.
Wait.
Next.
No. What?
What?
All right,
Bro,
talk a bit.
are the Lakers not getting that 8 seed? What?
Well, we said today.
Okay. that's-
Personally, the Lakers are gonna be in.
If the
playoffs.
Clippers make the playoffs and the Lakers don't, we should ban the West Coast East Coast structure because that is fully ridiculous.
Before we get into matchups, I got a question. We got Spurs, Clippers. Everyone agree no one catches the Jazz. They're gonna make it in.
No, it's 34 and 26.
Uh,
I don't think that the Lakers.
I don't know. What's
can
their
get 5
schedule
games
like?
on the-
Bro,
on the
from
Jazz.
5 to 10, that's like nothing is set.
don't count out the T-Wolves.
Yeah, but I think that
Shout out Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Carl Anthony Towns will lead the Sacramento Kings. You heard it from Ja Rule.
You got another 20 games left or something like that. I don't see the Lakers winning
I do.
5 more of those games than the Jazz do. I think.
Then the Jazz.
Yeah. Oh.
I think
That's what I'm asking. You guys
yeah.
think anyone catches the Jazz, or you think that the only we're talking Spurs, Clippers, Kings, Lakers for 2?
I think the Spurs jump the Jazz and the Lakers jump the Clippers because Bagley went out last night.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks, Marvin. I'm
Bagley's
sorry.
injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
I
Yeah.
think the Lakers make the 7th seed. Well, I don't actually think that, but I really hope they don't play the Warriors in the first round.
I think that
Why?
it kills me to agree with something Colin Cowherd says.
I don't want to watch.
I think that Colin Cowherd.
I don't
the
want to
same
watch
way.
LeBron get swept in the first round, but
I think Colin Cowherd is like, I don't know. You know how he talks about Russell Westbrook? That's how I feel about Colin Cowherd. Well, I don't know. He did say something I agree with, which is that if the Lakers can somehow claw their way to the 7th spot,
They have a
What?
shot.
they can get to the conference finals. I think it's going to be tough to beat the Warriors.
I think if
in
they
the first
if
round.
they see the Nuggets first round, they could beat the Nuggets.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also think they could beat any team in the NBA in a playoff series.
Agreed.
Who
yeah,
did-
but
who
I
did
don't
they-
think they will beat
Who
them.
do they run with come playoff time? Like, who's that 7? You know how you get that 7-man rotation in?
Oh.
I tweeted this a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna go
At Wavy Boy Dre.
it's at Andre 15_18.
Oh, my bad.
It's cool.
It's definitely Wavy Boy Dre.
At Remember Me 1997.
Shout out Gladys.
Shout out India.
Oh,
who's the 7? I'm gonna go LeBron, Kuz,
Ingram.
Ingram, Lonzo if he's healthy,
Call it healthy.
JaVale.
Rajon
Yeah.
in the playoffs?
Yeah, bro. He's cold-blooded.
I don't know.
He has
I think it was
ice
Rondo.
in his veins.
Okay, we'll go Rondo. Josh Hart.
He hasn't get... Bro, I was looking
Reggie
at...
Bullock's good. He's
Bullock
a baller.
was a hell of a
He's
pickup.
A baller.
Who's not in that 7-man rotation then? Who are we
Lance. We're leaving
Sorry,
out
make
Lance.
the dance.
Yeah.
I think they
Dance
may
on the
go...
bench.
Luke doesn't really have any type of structure, nor
None.
brain capacity, nor anything that is the least bit enthusiastic or fun. But that being
Hey.
said, Bullock and somehow LeBron manages to find that one player every single season at the deadline or a little bit after
That takes them over
that
the hump.
fully takes them over the hump. 1 year it's Corver, 1 year it's JR,
Shane
this year it's
Battier,
Bullock,
Mike
Mike Miller.
Miller.
Shout out Mike Miller, bro.
Shout out Ray Allen.
Well, yeah, Ray. They praise God for Ray Allen.
Who's that bald guy from LeBron's first time in Cleveland with the handshake?
Andre Parker.
No,
Anthony Parker.
Ilgauskas.
Beast, bro. I love Zydrunas
How do you say his
Ilgauskas.
first name?
Zydrunas
Cavs
Ilgauskas, 7'3", low post center, dominant on both ends, runs the floor awfully. Can give you
Awfully.
2.
Aside from like LeBron and Larry Johnson, the Cavs legends are like
Larry Nance.
journeymen on any other.
Before we finish these West Coast playoff predictions, does Kyrie get his jersey retired in Cleveland?
In Cleveland, that's a good
Yes.
question. Yeah.
He deserves it.
he does.
Does Kevin Love deserve it?
Yes.
I'd say so.
Stuck with him.
He's
What-
super
wait.
stuck with him. He signed the extension.
Time out though. Where is Kevin Love?
He was injured for a bit, but he came back strong. He actually had like 30 plus points.
I haven't heard a word from Kevin Love.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're looking at a guy who's like past his prime. sort of suffering from Carmelo effect. His game isn't super applicable in today's league, but
Why? He can stretch the
what do you
floor,
mean? He's a
bro.
stretch
yeah,
center.
he's a defensive liability.
He is.
And like,
Pass.
the only time in his life that he wasn't a defensive liability was like all the defensive possessions when he was just shutting down Steph in the finals that they won.
All
But
right.
Besides that,
Let's do 1 through 8.
1 through 8. All right.
So we agree Warriors aren't going to lose. Nuggets, Spurs.
Nuggets Spurs.
That's a good
That's
series.
a great series. That's a great
Nuggets in
series.
6.
How about you, Will?
I mean, obviously they can't both win. But I really like both these teams. I like the Nuggets in 7. I think that these are teams that are hard to win, that don't lose very much at home, both of them. DeMar's a tank. Like, in the West, he's still a tank. And it's tough to beat Pop in the playoffs, but it's been done. They're not undefeatable in the playoffs, and I think the Nuggets get it.
I have
in 7.
Spurs in 7. I think Pop, the system.
What about DeMar though?
Yeah, DeMar's good,
What
bro.
if you need a 3 to win the game?
Then I pass it to Bertans, I pass it to LaMarcus, I pass it to Rudy, I
Bellinelli.
pass
There
it
we
to
go.
Bellinelli.
Yeah, they can shoot.
You don't think
Also-
it's a problem that you pass it to everyone except your best player?
If I'm Paul George, I think it's a
Bro,
problem.
the Spurs pride themselves on not having that dilemma. And they have how many rings?
Five.
That's 5.
You
He's
can't,
opening up
we're on the
5.
radio, you can't see that, but it's
Yeah,
5.
no, we can see it.
Shout out viewers on Sly.Global.
YouTube.
Shout out Overtime Hoops.
No.
Shout out YouTube.com, shout out Google, shout out Internet.
All right,
All right,
Thunder.
Thunder, Jazz, Thunder
That's
in
just-
7.
It's not going to take 7.
Nah, this Thunder team's ready.
I had Thunder in
is-
5.
This hot take. This is the best Thunder team that we've seen since the one that couldn't beat the Warriors.
I think this
that
team
blew a
is better.
3-1 lead.
I think this team is better. I think Steven Adams is better. I think Russell Westbrook is better. Paul George is putting up similar numbers.
I kind of agree this team's better.
Jeremy Grant, I really love. I think
He's great.
he's excellent as a role player.
Dennis Schroeder off the bench.
Schroeder off the bench.
Love it.
He's a little hot boy. A little bit of a hot boy, but I like
He's a
it.
starting point guard, not like a sick one.
No, he's
but-
not.
Oh, you're
Dennis Schroeder is not a star.
clearly you did not grow up a Knicks fan. Dennis Schroeder is a starting point guard in the NBA, not an elite one, but
No, bro.
Yes.
If Dennis Schroeder was a starting point guard in the NBA, he would be signed to a team like the Grizzlies, who need some type of
He was-
fan capacity.
Or to a team like the New York Knicks who need a marquee free agent for a max deal.
Yeah.
Stop.
Shit.
like
The
like,
Knicks would be the team after the Thunder win the championship to max out Schroeder.
Oh, great pickup. We got Schroeder. I
Listen,
promise you.
I don't
season
get
ticket
I don't
holders.
get Knicks fans for real. I'm about to go off because this is the thing. You get teams that make like moves in free agency to make the playoffs, and the fans go ballistic, and they should, because a team that's just trying to make the playoffs like it's their holy grail. I get that the Knicks have low expectations, and they've been bad forever, but look, you gotta set your sights big. People want championships, and until you get that, you're never gonna be satisfied. So the Knicks, certainly taking a risk, are at the very least putting themselves in a position to succeed. There's so many teams in the league that don't have that opportunity. The Memphis Grizzlies are not in the position that if things
To
go
do
their way,
anything.
they could go on a run to the finals. If things go the Knicks' way, they will do well. And certainly that's a big if and not a guarantee, but I'd rather be in that position than just sort of in limbo and waiting.
All right, Will, let me call you out on something you said earlier. You just said people want championships, and if you don't get that, people aren't going to be happy. Did you yourself not just say earlier that you'd be happy with a Giants team doing just okay and not winning a championship?
Different sports. I think that football.
Explain.
I think that a football rebuild can be done a lot quicker. The free agency market in football is really unique. You see, especially compared to basketball, they're almost polar opposites in that it's a player-dominated market in the NBA, whereas it's a ownership, front office dominated market in the NFL.
So you're saying that you would rather, in the NBA, you'd rather have, like, be in a position to win a championship or be in a position to rebuild for a championship rather than just be a decent playoff team?
No, I think that you can get a team like, well, take the LA Rams just in the Super Bowl. They were I want to say 4-12 2 years ago.
And
Do I
then
have
they
that right?
spent the most money in the NFL.
And and then they spent the most money and they hit it big. So I think that when you
And also the NFL, you can sort of survive as a team that goes 11-5 one year and 7-9 the next, while retaining your fan base and acquiring free agents and trades.
it's hard to be consistent in the NFL. You look at a team like the Patriots and they're there every year, but most teams aren't like the Patriots. About every year, about half the teams that make the playoffs don't return to the playoffs the following season. The Patriots are the only team in the last many years, I don't know the
Millennia.
exact number, to repeat as champions.